Alright guys. Army, you might want to sit down for this one, because what I'm about to tell you sounds like something straight out of a fanfiction, but it actually almost happened in real life. Imagine this, Jungkook and Jimin, not on stage, not in a music video, but starring in a full-blown romantic K-drama. Yeah, let that sink in for a second. A K-drama with them. Now here's the twist that nobody saw coming.
HYB said no.
And trust me, the reason behind that decision? It's way deeper and honestly more emotional than you think. So picture this, guys, the offer reportedly came from a production team that knew exactly what they were doing. They weren't just randomly casting idols. They were aiming for something massive, something global. And who better than Jungkook and Jimin? Two of the most charismatic performers on the planet, visuals that literally break the internet, chemistry that fans have been talking about for years. I mean, let's be real, this wasn't just casting, this would have been a cultural reset. The kind of drama that trends worldwide before even airing episode 1. And from what insiders hinted, the concept? A romantic storyline. Emotional, character-driven, something that would show a completely different side of them, not just as idols, but as actors, as storytellers. Now pause right there, because I know what you're thinking. Why didn't this happen? Why would HYB pass on something this big? Something that could have expanded their careers even further? And that's exactly where things get interesting, because the answer isn't as simple as they were busy. It goes way beyond that. You see, at the time this offer came in, Jungkook and Jimin weren't just any artists. They were at a very specific point in their careers. A point where every move matters. Every decision shapes their long-term identity. And HYB, as an agency, has always been extremely strategic about BTS's direction. They don't just say yes to opportunities because they're big, they say yes when it aligns with the bigger picture. And right then, that picture was still centered on music. Global tours, solo projects, collaborations, building their legacy as musicians, not dividing focus into acting, especially something as demanding as a full K-drama. But here's the thing that really hits, acting isn't just a side project. It's a commitment. Filming schedules can last months. Long hours, emotional scenes, physical exhaustion. And if Jungkook and Jimin had accepted that offer, it wouldn't just be, oh, they tried acting. It would have required them to fully step into that world. And HYB likely saw the risk. Because once you open that door, expectations change. Fans expect more acting. The industry starts seeing you differently. And suddenly, your identity as an artist starts to split. Now, let's get a little deeper, Army, because this isn't just about business. Think about Jungkook and Jimin themselves. These are two people who have dedicated years, almost their entire youth, to music, performance, and connecting with fans through that medium. Their comfort zone, their passion, their strength. It's on stage, in the studio, in front of a mic, jumping into a romantic K-drama. That's a whole different kind of vulnerability, a different kind of pressure. Not just performing, but acting out emotions in a scripted, controlled environment where every expression is judged in a completely new way. And yeah, maybe they could have done it. Honestly, they probably would have crushed it. But the question HYB had to ask was, is now the right time? And their answer?
No.
But wait, don't click away yet, because here's where it gets even more emotional. Reports suggest that this decision wasn't made lightly. It wasn't just HYB shutting things down. It was a careful consideration of timing, priorities, and long-term vision. Because, let's be real, opportunities like this don't just disappear forever. They can come back. Bigger. Better. At the right moment. And if you really think about it, this decision might actually be protecting something even more important, their legacy. BTS didn't become global icons by chasing every opportunity. They became who they are by staying focused, consistent, and true to what they do best. And HYB knows that. They're not just managing careers. They're building something that will last decades. Still, I can already hear you guys. But what if?
Right?
What if they said yes? What if we got to see Jungkook in a heartfelt confession scene, or Jimin in a dramatic emotional breakdown, or both of them sharing screen time in a story that makes the entire world cry? That thought alone is enough to drive fans crazy. Because deep down, we know they have that potential. We've seen glimpses of it in their performances, in their music videos, in the way they express emotion without even trying. And that's what makes this story so powerful. It's not just about something that didn't happen, it's about something that could happen
Someday.
because here's the truth, guys, nothing is off the table forever. The entertainment industry evolves. Artists evolve. And Jungkook and Jimin? They're still growing, still exploring, still surprising us in ways we never expect. So while HYB said no this time, that doesn't mean it's a permanent no. It might just be a not yet. And honestly, that not yet might make it even more exciting. Because imagine the day they finally decide to step into acting. Imagine the anticipation, the hype, the global attention. It wouldn't just be a project, it would be an event. And when that moment comes, it'll hit way harder because they waited for the right time. So yeah, maybe we didn't get that romantic K-drama right now. Maybe we didn't get to see Jungkook and Jimin in that storyline yet. But what we did get is a reminder of how carefully their journey is being shaped. How every decision is part of something bigger. And how sometimes the things we don't get make us appreciate what's coming even more. Alright guys, I want to hear from you. Be honest. Would you have wanted Jungkook and Jimin to take that role? Or do you think HYBE made the right call by protecting their focus on music? Drop your thoughts in the comments, let's talk about it, because I know this community has a lot to say about this one. And if you enjoyed this kind of content, stories, insights, and all the behind-the-scenes what-ifs from the K-pop world, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. Trust me, you're gonna want to be here for what's coming next. See you in the next one, Army.